take just a moment to connect with our intention for today. The idea that we're playing with today is the idea of working through perseverance. So oftentimes when we start to approach different things in life, our natural reaction is to kind of panic a little bit, to get stressed, to get like kind of overwhelmed. Just our whole nervous system starts to light up. So the idea today is not working ourselves too much, like including plenty of stretches, but when we do a little bit of working out stuff, imagine just trying to breathe through it. So really good inhales and exhales. And imagine slowing down your system when things start to get harder. This trains our nervous system that when we approach hard things in life, we can do the same things. Slowing down and breathing to help us get through the difficulty. And in that way, it's not quite so hard to persevere, to work our way through. And in fact, we realize panic isn't really necessary almost ever. So with that idea, perseverance to lead us on, let's begin some nice easy stretches for the body. Let's begin to take the arms all the way to the back wall. And let's let the shoulders go right and left a couple of times. Huge stretches. Start to work into shoulders, into ribs. When we come back through the center, right knee comes into the chest. Give that knee a good hug. Pull it in, hip flexors opening. Ankle roll sometimes is nice here. Leg up to sky. Feel that stretch when you feel ready. Then some good relaxing breaths through your system. A nice inhale. Exhale. Heel hooks to the back left. Slide the shin in. Feel the calmness that's pervading the body as we're in this easy section. That's the type of calmness we're trying to find regardless. Whether we're moving, whether we're strengthening. And to allow this to be our experience. So that slow, deep inhale. Long, relaxed exhale. One more good breath in. Out. Free up this leg. Drop it down. Left knee in. Do ankle rolls. Protect the hamstring when you feel ready. Start to hook the heel over to this back right part, slide the shin in. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. And free out the leg, give it a stretch up to sky. Ultimately, drop the leg down. Once we're here, let's come all the way to sit. Kick feet free off the front, sit all the way up. Let's head to that first nice inversion. Get your thumbs to push the fabric back toward the hip area. Lean halfway back, grip on. And the last step, legs go wide as you tilt further backwards, wrap your feet. And let yourself just relax the spine all the way. Sometimes I'll do shoulder stretches here, clasp my hands behind the back, just to stretch to that space behind. Sometimes I'll twist my spine, walking one hand to the front of the mat, one hand to the back of the mat. Switch. Just giving the spine time to drop. There in the middle. We're about half and half right now. Those that are still just enjoying the chance to hang out upside down, I'm gonna give you more time. Those that have been up for a little while already, we'll just do a couple of little shoulder stretches while we're up here, while the others are just enjoying their time. So let's clasp hands behind the back. Let's shift hands over to right hip, and right ear drops over right shoulder. Good. Head comes up, hands shift to left hip, left ear drops over left shoulder. Good. Coming up, release the grip for a moment. Let's take a twist to the front door. So bunch up the fabric to front door side. And if you're still upside down, by the way, go ahead and work your way up. Taking this twist to the front door, bunch up fabric here, and then your armpits to the mounted side. Let that arm open up. Or even circle to the back side. A good inhale. Exhale. Release. Switch sides. It'll be the back arm that opens or circles around the back side. So make sure it's the shoulder that's facing to the mountains. That's the one that's. Yeah, so just do a little switch there. Great. Take another inhale. Exhale. And then find the end of the fabric that faces you to the center of the room. Faces you into me. So this half stays the same. The other half switches to face to me. It's bunched up. Lock your arms straight. That creates some space for the hip. And get that leg all the way up. Good. So once you're here, both legs come in. Let the legs spread out nice and wide. Hands on the fabric, press the inner thighs open. Good. We're going to come up to splits here. So we want the toes to be completely covered. If they're not already, get at least the fabric right. It's okay if the fabric, you didn't end up exactly in the center. It's kind of, this is just the way to show you how close you got to the center, but get at least the toes right. And then when we start to slide the heels in close to the glutes, the knees need to start popping out. Help us out where we're going. So heels close to glute, knees pop out. And then grip up really high the fabric in front of you so that we can come to a low squat, knees popping all the way out. Toes right underneath us. And if your knees captured, let it pop out. Okay, grip up high again. Come all the way to stand. Yep. Easiest to keep inner thighs just squeezing together. That'll help us feel like we're steady and tall here. So we're going to take splits to the mirror side. So the shoulder that's facing to the mirror, that one needs to come behind so we can face all the way forward. And once we're there, let the front leg go forward, the back leg go back. Good. We'll drop onto the back knee. And then just grip the hands from the inside on each of the front ends of the fabric. Just slide the hands down to a nice half split side. And back up tall. We're going to start back at that wide straddle seated place. So we're going to work our right hip all the way down to sit. Then swivel the other leg open. Sorry, for me it was right, your front hip. I know some of us are facing the other way, that's okay. Good, we're back in the wide straddle. Keep the core engaged, posture is tall. Legs are open. Good. Preparing for the other side. Slide the heels in close. Make sure toes are covered. Knees are popping out. Grip up high to come to the low squat press. Stay here. Grip high again. Stand all the way up. This time we're going to face to the back wall. So the shoulder that's that side needs to come all the way behind. Grip on. Take the splits. Bend the back knee to drop down onto that knee. Hands are on the inside toward the front end, and then slide the hands down to get to half split. Good. So we're gonna head back to seated. Your front hip rocks down, swivel the knees open. Like legs are getting wider and wider each time we get here. One more inhale, arms are active. And exhale, let yourself rest, bottoms of the feet touch together. Rest forehead forward or back of the head backward. Just give it a few good breaths. Feel ourselves returning back to this place of presence. Sometimes when we start to go faster like that, or if it's new things or maybe hard things, that's when our brain starts to get toward that panic. It's like, what am I supposed to do? What is right? What is left? All these things start to get crazy in our head. All we have to do is just slow down and figure out the next step to take. I love these little meditative moments to remind us this is what the calm is. This is what we can return to each and every breath. Another deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's let each foot fall out of the fabric. And we'll get ourselves to face forward again. So fabric bunches up. Walk the arms straight. That leg that's toward the back wall. That one needs to come up and over to face forward again. Hips are usually off center, so just kind of scoot left, right, left, right, left, right until you're facing all the way forward. Beautiful. And from here, let's head toward vampire. If you're comfortable with vampire, just go straight into it. If it's one of your first times doing it, just watch first. The idea is a shoulder stand where the fabric is just covering over shoulders completely. So I'm taking my hands to this back part of the fabric and creating kind of like a cape or a cap sleeve. And I don't want a ton extra on my neck or it pushes into the neck. So my elbows are like chicken wings to help push some of the excess down to my waist. From there, I lay back. I've got a bunch extra at my waist. So then I need to take that out. I step my feet in, lift the hips up. When I straighten the legs, that sends the extra excess down. So last steps from here, hands grip up high, left and right. The feet come up, toes turning out. In that spot right above where my hands are, I push into the fabric and I rise upside down. Good, so I'll walk through it again if you need it. So fabric, one thin layer covering shoulders. Then you get the excess down to your waist with your elbows and lay all the way back. You do want shoulders completely covered, otherwise this one won't work. Good. Stepping feet in, get the excess down to your feet. Good. So take 20 times, good. Make sure shoulders are still completely safely covered, and then hands grip up high, left and right. Feet come up, toes turning out. Push into that spot right above where the hands are. Then push into the fabric to rise. Good. So heels are not trying to wrap. Walk down for just a moment. Yeah. That spot right here. Just turn the toe out and you can look at that shoulder. Oh, I see that. Very well. then just kind of like now you're welcome to head to the Shavasana or just go to that seated spot already, the floating child where we hook our elbows. If you're still upside down, that's fine. Maybe take the last 3 or 4 breaths and then start to head out. We're giving our time to adjust and recover. So this is partially a communication that you have with me about how your body's doing. So if you're still needing more time, your body just needs to be still for a little while. Just stay in the recovery. That's what helps me know where you're at. When you start to get to the spot you're good, you think it's safe to come up to a seated place. At that point, you're welcome to start sitting up. If we're here, we're safe, our head feels good, we're ready to move on, then we'll grip onto the fabric and lift our hips right up and out. Good, so working through a little bit of core strength, leave the fabric over the front of the shoulders, and then the hands circle just right above the shoulder area. Do it twice before you grip. Try not to get super high this one, so I'm trying to wrap kind of low and scoot it down before I get to that final wrap. So right about shoulder height is pretty good. So from here, working into the core, the idea is slowly lift both knees up and then drop both legs down. I'll usually open and close my hands in between to give my hands a little break. Exhale and inhale, open fingers. We're still doing okay. Let's take another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Free out the hands. Take the fabric out in front of us. We're gonna bunch up the bottom of the fabric and step the right foot into that bunched up fabric. And then also try to get that right knee to come past the center. So it's almost like we're trying to get that to hook. So then left hand grabs that right heel, lifts it up, You choose the angle. Make sure the knee is still happy. I personally, it's safe for my body to go flat to 90-degree angle, but some people need to be tilted a little bit higher. That's okay. So we've got it in that good spot. It's staying. We're in that kind of hip opener already. So then hands are both left and right, just kind of shoulder height or slightly higher. And then you just have to lean forward an inch or two, and that'll get you right into the hip opener. Doesn't take much at all for this one. Okay, so weight comes back over standing leg. Let this right foot come forward. We're still on the arch of the foot. Hands grip up nice and high. Take a little split action forward. Good, weight comes over standing leg. We're gonna try to aim for 3 pull-ups. Keep the legs straight if you think your arms can pull you up. If not, bent knee will make it a little bit easier because your legs will do some of the work. So take an inhale, breath. Exhale, come up, 3. And then go straight into 2. And 1. Good, softly land down. Pull the legs straighten back out. Then we're gonna turn all the way around, hooking the foot. Once you're there, grip a hand over each shoulder. Point the elbows to the back wall. And start to lean forward. Once you're partly leaned forward, start to push the foot into the fabric. That creates a really good back. Inhale, exhale, and rising up. Good. So from here, hands go all the way down to the ground. Try to straighten both legs. And walk your hands backwards to a split. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands all the way back to the back of the mat. Once we're there, see if both feet can step into the fabric for a plank. If so, you'll curl the knees in and straighten back a couple of rounds. If that's a little bit too much, instead the left knee, you're just going to try to work the knee up and down. Good. So it's up to you how many reps you do of this. When you feel like you're ready to drop down, you're going to take it toward a nice pigeon pose. So the knee swivels out to the side. Drop the elbows down. Up to child pose. So just rest on the floor. Take a couple of breaths. Beautiful. We'll turn around to set. We'll work on a little bit more arm strength right here. Hands are in correct position. Dive those hands into the center of the fabric. From there, turn things down. Flip the hands all the way under to flip up. And then separate about as wide as shoulders before you Thumbs down. Thumbs down right now? Yeah, then flip toward your face. Under, flip up, separate, and then grip on. So this first one, we'll just have both feet planted. And then all we're gonna do is just come up and down, up and down. Fun breathing, exhales, inhales. Maybe 3 more. 2, 1, and just walk backwards to stand up. Amazing. Flip the hands free. And bunch the fabric up. Just step the left foot into it. Try to hop right up to it. Get the knee to go a little bit past the end. That'll help us out. So then right hand grabs that left heel. Slide the heel up. Doesn't have to be super far. Get it to a spot where it's comfortable for the knee still. It's opening. Just a grip, easy left and right. Literally just 2 or 3 inches sinking forward will oftentimes get us right into that stretch. Heading weight back over standing leg. The arch of the foot slides back to the center. Straighten the leg out. Hands go up high, left and right. Take it to a little splits action. Some of those tight areas. Try to send long, slow breaths to help the body know that there's something it can do besides panic. They're good to inhale. Exhale. And weight comes over standing leg. We're gonna aim for the 3 or so pull-ups. Bent knee will be easier, straight leg harder. Either way, let's try to pull ourselves up for 3. Arms go straight. 2, 1. And dropping back down to the ground. Here's where we turn all the way around, grip over each shoulder. If you're super far past plumb line, you might want to scoot back to it. To grip over each shoulder, elbows point to the back wall. Start to lean forward. Then kick the foot into the fabric to create the answers pose. Good. So rising back up. And from here, we're going to take it toward that split action. So hands go down to the ground. Both legs try to straighten. And if you want more, hands walk backwards. So squeezing this back into it. Hands all the way up at the back end of the mat now. Another round to try to go for the point position. Foot in, the knees in, straighten back. We get a couple of good rounds. You choose how many is good for your body. Eventually it'll be right knee down for pigeon when you get there. No rush. And there's a couple of muscle groups that try to resist the stretch. You can get those last little hip muscles to relax. Just breathe through that area. Nice inhale. Exhale. Breathe the foot out. Take a moment with child pose. And another round of sitting on the ground, working some of that arm strength. So I'll guide us through a slightly different one this time. Same arm position though, hands are prayer position, dive through the center, thumbs turn down, scoop toward your face, under to flip up, and separate about as wide as shoulders before you grip on. Okay. This time, right foot stays planted, left foot is hovering above the ground. We're gonna try to aim for 3 pull-ups with that one leg hovering. So take an inhale, prep. Exhale, raise up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest down for a moment. Wiggle fingers. We'll switch the legs. So left foot is planted, right leg is hovering. Take an inhale, prep. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Good. Both feet can plant. Breathe the hands out. Just take a nice forward fold. Good. So starting to rise up, grab the fabric. Use the grip to help us try to stand. And what we're going to do is attempt a flip to get directly into hip hang. So some of us will just be trying the flip 4 or 5 times and then just go into the hip hang normal. So that's okay. That's where our core is at. If you're doing the full thing, we're back to this spot where we have the fabric in front of the shoulders. This time, instead of doing 2 reps, it's just 1 wrap around. And if you want to watch first, that's fine. The idea is you have to get your knees above you. Sorry, I actually have it set up wrong. Fabric should be in front of you. That'll help you get to the hip hang. I was like, I'm not quite there. Okay, so fabric in front, same grip though, wrap around just once. Okay, so you take your knees above you, and then you slide down, setting the fabric right up on the bones, and you're in hip hang. So we'll try that a couple of times. Some of us might just be that up and down core action like we were practicing earlier. That's great for the core, and then we can come to the hip hang normal too. So just that one grip through the center and around. When you do the flip, you take the knees right above your body. Stay tucked up in that ball, and then the hands slowly slide you down. That spot right where you settle into the bones, the hip bone area. Yes! Yes, yes, that was good. Almost. Super close though. Your feet helped you get there. That counts. Good, and then you slide right down to the hip bones. Good. Good. Yes! And it's funny, you have to kind of get it settled just in the right spot, otherwise it's uncomfortable and you have to readjust, but you're doing good, you're doing good. Instead of thinking of the feet trying to go forward, think of the feet going all the way behind you. You have to end all the way flat. So think of up more than forward. Yeah. That's okay. Good. Beautiful. And if you've given it a good couple of tries, you're welcome to just come to hip hang the normal way. Fabric across hips. Hike down to down dog. Walk back. And just give yourself a chance to you're still hanging upside down, that's fine. Give it a couple more breaths. If you're up already, just lean back for a little while. Give the head a little bit of time. Just breathing, feeling good. So make sure the fabric is lower than where the shoulder blades are, rather than cutting off right at the armpit area. And then from that spot, let's walk forward. We're bringing hips under plumb line. Usually when people get there, you can tell that the core is still engaged, which is usually good because the hips are a little bit lifted. But at this moment, go ahead and let the hips drop down, let the spine just drop, hanging heavy. Sometimes there's little movements that we'll add, like knee circles. So I'll take a twist, dropping both knees to one side, the other. Sometimes I'll take one ankle up to the other thigh. Let that knee drop, rotate open. Switching sides if you did that one. Dropping down, walk the feet back to stand up. We're gonna do one last thing. So we're gonna take, since we've been working a lot with core, arms, all these goodies, we're gonna use the fabric to help us come all the way up to a handstand. So for this one, go ahead and face away from me. As you start to come into your straddle back inversion, because that'll face you to me when you're upside down. So you're facing away from me, fabric is behind your sacrum area, your hands are the fabric right in that spot. Kind of straddle back. So 1 foot back, bend your knees, tiptoe under plumb line. And then hands up, knees wide, grab the ankles. With this one, once you drop the hands down to ground, you do need to have the toes completely trying to wrap around. So then all at once, the arms straighten up to handstand and the legs straighten and squeeze together. That'll take a lot of the slack out. So that all at once, arms, legs straighten, and we're up, handstand. Good, keep it nice, keep it together. Sometimes I'll even keep the legs locked like this, so that releasing the hands, just so we get a good couple of swings. Always release the knees back to the bench shape when you're ready. And this is our last inversion of the day. I know that we went back to back with another inversion, so don't feel like you have to stay super long with this one. At the point when you're ready to come back, just lean back, giving your head a couple of good breaths. When all your systems are good, we'll take it to our Shavasana pose. You can take this on the floor if ever you want to feel more grounded, or back into the fabric, breathing it out, taking all those steps to head inside. Make sure you're all the way up at this other end. That'll help you here. Whenever you're back in your Shavasana, just give your breath a chance to slow back down if it picked up. Inhales, exhales, nice and relaxing to the body. the deep inhales, exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching it out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Want to start introducing wiggles, like letting shoulders go left and right. That's beautiful. We want to take a fetal position, body long, but roll over onto one hip, one step one together. And once we're on the side, allow ourselves to curl in like a ball, arch back. We usually do it 2 or 3 good times to one side. Eventually I'll flip around, take 2 or 3 good times to the other side. When we finish, we'll start to work our way back up to a seated plank. Hands together in front of the heart when we're up. Think back to that idea of perseverance rather than panic. Realizing you just have to slow things down, take things one step at a time, do our very best, and that's all that's required. Just breathe through this slow journey. We allow ourselves to connect much more toward that patient side, that perseverance, where we get through our struggles without needing to go into that land of panic. So with this idea to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.